Hello everybody, welcome back to another Skin Splash Art review, and in today's Skin Splash Art review we have got Arcane Vander Warwick. I remember this name because I saw it and I found it to be very, very strange. Some people have also commented the fact that he doesn't really look like Vander in this splash art at least, which I guess is true. I don't know why they didn't just put Vander's face on Warwick. I can understand why they did it in Arcane. They didn't want to obviously confuse everyone with like why he didn't look anything like Vander and stuff like that, but I'm assuming in terms of what it's supposed to look like, you're supposed to imagine the wolf face on them, like on Vander, before, like, you know, understanding reasons they just designed it to be Vander's kind of face merged with a wolf to make it look more like Vander so people could relate, but you know, it'd be kind of strange if they were just crying and it was this design of Warwick just hugging them, the actual wolf design, which would have been a bit more strange. So, just to show the humanity side of Vander, they essentially went for a more human wolfman design than the full Warwick that we know. However, I am a big fan of Warwick. I like him. He's one of my favorite junglers to play because I just find it funny running around at top speed and then, you know, charging at people with my ult. But yeah, this I had some issues with it just because instead of Warwick being, you know, the beast he is in the end of Act 3, he was just really robotic and stuff like that, which kind of annoyed me. Instead of him making any sort of noise, he was kind of just silently hopping around and, you know, slapping them around the place with, you know, his might. But it would have been, you know, interesting if it was still like, if it was more Warwick than just a silent big. It kind of reminded me of like a what do you call them? A bouncer in a club. He just kind of bounced around and then just tried throwing them around and, you know, grabbing them to possess them through the matrix of what's his name, Victor's little thing possessing them and touching their, like, putting their hands over their heads and stuff like that. It was, yeah, I would have liked to have seen a bit more from Warwick in that last thing, but up until that moment, Warwick was amazing. Loved it. Anyway, we're not here to hear about my opinion on Arcane, you're here about to see the splash art, and there are a lot of things for me to talk about, so let's get into it. Obviously, we have Warwick from Arcane. He is in the state where Victor has now improved his body. He's made him into more of a cyborg wolf man, so he's got like torn pants, loads of metal pieces stuck to him. It's obviously got that same effect that all the robots have right here, where it's that kind of like pearl mixed with gold. But his is kind of a darker color because he's in the fighting currently in that big inside the hex teleporter. I don't know what it was called. The hex gate. That's it. And obviously his hand's really cool. That's the one with all the liquid inside of it pumping into his hand. Got the sharp pink claws looking really cool. I'm probably going to get this skin for myself just because it's a law skin. I love law skins. The splash art looking really nice here with the detailed like the dust flying past because it's a dusty place they're fighting in and he's moving that fast and the smoke, it's going through the fingers, which is kind of cool. It's a nice little bit of detail showing how fast he's throwing that claw at Vi. Got more smoke here. Obviously we've got an evolved look at that the contraption that normally gets pumped into his back whenever he smells blood. It's now a big orb, kind of like the corrupted hex core, but it's more of like there was a leak in game for a ward skin, and it kind of looks like this thing, but yeah, that's that. His tail looking really nice. It's all got that pinky purple stuff with mixed with the fur slash like metal going around, looking really cool. So his tail's there. I don't think he had a tail in Arcane. I can't remember it. I don't think he did. You can let me know in the comments down below if he did or not. There's a lot of different design changes. There's the little hole that he had in his chest when he was still being worked on by Singed. Then we've got another one over there. Obviously the metal going across his body. There's a circle up there for the shoulder again, where it got pumped into. The claw, we talked about that already. The other claw with the gold coming off looking really cool. And we have got, wait, let me just scroll over here. The other golden claw, this one's got less of an impact because it's kind of just more like the unaffected hand. This one, I don't know why one arm has more stuff done to it than the other. I've never really noticed that about the Warwick's transformation in his lore is more like based around it just being a mystery. But I don't know why there's a design choice on this arm to be like that. It's like that in every skin. It's what Warwick normally looks like. But I've never found out why this arm has loads of chemicals pumped into it, because you'd imagine it to be in both hands. But if you know the answer to that, please let me know. I'm eager to know. I love Warwick. He's a cool champ. So if you know, let me know. This arm doesn't have it, so it's just kind of fully gold, where this one's like gold mixed with the normal gold and skin. And then his, obviously, the amazing wolf face that never disappoints. It's the golden hair, you got the eyes that are there, the little, like, not glowing at the moment, and then his burning red eyes, the teeth, the face, all that looking really cool. He looks completely mad, and then you got his lower legs, they look like he's been running for days. You can see his back legs there, he's jumping to go and kill Vi. Vi's getting ready here. There's another detail. So now that we talked about everything about Warwick, there's obviously the purple stuff coming out the back, which I would assume it being Shimmer mixed with Victor's like, you know, energy going on with what he's done to Vander / Warwick, because obviously at this point Vander is dead because his memories have been completely deleted. Though not completely. I'm assuming that the only thing I had an issue with is I don't know how they're going to tie this into what happens in League of Legends, because in League of Legends, I know it's been rewritten, the lore, but he has very weird voice lines now with Jinx, and pretty much every Zorn character he meets. He essentially just says, how do I know you, and all these things, but he kind of does, unless he's kind of got a fragment left of Vander in his head, but he will not be able to return to the state that he was in when, obviously, he was almost cured and he was practically visible to be cured and saved. But yeah. So, we got things in the background now. We got all the Hexgate stuff in the background. This is currently, I'm assuming this is the part, you can see the entire stalk of the inside and everything like that, which is kind of cool. Got, obviously, this moment where Vi's fighting him and protecting himself by using the gloves to, you know, dodge the scratches from Warwick, and then obviously she's basically standing here. You got the Arcane here in the middle, just like ready to do her thing, protecting herself. But if we actually zoom in here, I can't zoom in any further, but in the top right corner we can see Jinx. Obviously this must be during the sacrifice part where she's jumping in to knock Warwick out of the way, and obviously the moment then happens where Jinx and Warwick fall into the bottom of the Hex Gate. But yeah, this is probably the moment where she's teleporting by, you know, how she has Shimmer in her body and she's able to zip around. Hence why she runs really fast in League when she gets kills. Which I only found out roughly because I was like thinking to myself, why does she run so fast? Well, not why does she run so fast, but why does she zip around in Arcane but doesn't do that in League? But that would be why she runs so fast when she gets kills. Which I found that out when I was watching Arcane Season 2. But if you didn't know that, that's a nice bit of information for you. And yeah, she's essentially jumping down, zooming. You can see the aura coming out of her eyes, zooming there. I thought it was blood, which would have been why he's so mad, but obviously it's just, I'm assuming, showing it like that type of anime thing where the eye glows up and does that like sharp crosser moment, and then she's zooming down now to push him out the way. But yeah, it's pretty good. I like the splash art, and I like Warwick as a character, so it's pretty interesting that he's obviously being put in a I didn't think he was gonna get a skin, because I didn't know how they were gonna pull it off, but I'm happy they gave him one, because he obviously shouldn't leave any champions out of the roster for a new skin, especially when it's an Arcane one. But yeah, I'm going to go for the rating now. Don't want to keep this video going on for too long. It's not one of his best ones, but it's a low one, so I'm very fond of the low one. So I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. It's decent, but it would have been nice with some more details. It's kind of dark in the background. It would have been nice to have understood what kind of part they're in. It's kind of hard to tell. This little scratch marks over there is a blue thing I'm noticing. But there's essentially not much else you can make out. Obviously the dust and everything flying around. There's symbols in here, but I don't know. If you know anything, you can let me know in the comments down below if I've missed out on anything in the background, though I don't think I have. But yeah, this is essentially a nice splash art, and I think I might be using it in the future for some cool gameplay for Vander / Warwick. But yeah, Obviously, that's just my opinion. You can let me know your opinion in the comment down below. You can tell me what you would rate. Would you rate it something higher, lower? If you just want to share some lore about or like some details I missed out on or anything in the comments down below, you're free to say anything you want. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.